And it's time for the Gianna Volpe Report, brought to you in part by Village Overhead Door in Southold by Victor Giannini, author of Counselor, International Executive Protection, Crest Winery, and Michael Evans, author of The Real Matrix.
Good morning, Bruce.
Good morning.
Hi. What? I'm using Mo, Larry, and Curly this morning.
Oh, I noticed that. It was not, the cup doesn't work.
Are you looking at my brand new Pokemon shirt?
Yeah, the Pokemon shirt. All these Pokemon characters.
Stephen Hall of Village Overhead.
Pikachu. I can't get my cousin Barbara can do that perfectly.
What, Pikachu?
She could do a dead-on Pikachu.
Pikachu is one of my favorites.
Which
it's one of everyone's favorites.
Anyway, Gianna today is wearing this brand new black Pokemon shirt.
Yes.
Which apparently Stephen Hall got for you.
From Village Overhead Doors.
Who's a real good guy.
He really is.
And she's wearing these really bright, would you call it orange?
Aquamarine? Oh, you're talking about the pants.
The pants.
These are they're orange pants.
Yeah, and they are.
I did you, Bruce. Did you like that?
It was pretty good.
That was good.
It was pretty good. Not bad.
I'm starring in a commercial in Farmingdale at 1:00. Okay, yeah, hide your face. That's what I should be doing. I don't know how I'm going to be. Yes.
Nobody watches television. Everybody is glued to the radio. Nobody watches television. No, listen to me. Nobody watches television.
I know those reports with the commercials.
You're going to be like Hartman now. I mean, Hartman was on a thing on News 12 with Danielle Campbell. It's like he's like a star.
No, it's for a fancy free gift shop in Farmingdale. I'm just going to be like shopping in the store.
Oh, you're going to be in Farmingdale?
Is that a swell place?
Farmingdale?
Farmingdale is the first place that I ever stepped foot.
Is it Main Street Farmingdale?
I'm not sure. I am not. I can't. I will have to look that up.
Because Main Street Farmingdale, when I worked in Babylon, I had advertisers on Main Street. No, nice neighborhood.
I went there. I sang
They used to
on
have a great luncheonette on Main Street Farmingdale, which was a reminder of Papa Nick's.
Oh, really?
Called Von Leeson's.
Von Leeson's.
Well,
I don't know where I went, but it was right next to the train tracks. And it was, I saw the presidents.
Oh, that's Main Street Farmingdale, yeah.
I saw the presidents of the United States of America. Do you know this band? They do Peaches. They do Lump. Anyway, I sang the song Kitty on stage with them, and that was the highlight.
The song what?
Kitty. It's... you obviously don't know the band. Kitty at my foot and I want to touch it. Anyway, I was like...
I don't know if we can go further with those lyrics on the air.
Yeah, okay. You're right. It could be a sexual song.
It could be, We don't do stuff like that.
We don't do stuff like that.
Wait a minute.
Well, I sang it on stage with them, and I felt super cool. And then during Peaches, when he said, "And dreamed about you, woman," there's this line, he pointed at me, because I was right in the front, and he pointed right in my face.
Did he?
He did.
We don't do stuff like that in this station.
I know. I was a kid. I was but 16 years old.
Could have gone to jail.
Pointing at a young girl like that.
Yeah.
How dare he? So this morning,
I do a
in
whole
the
bit
studio,
that I stole from Ted Brown, who has since died, so he's not going to be able to aggravate me over it.
Well, all right, no comment. So anyway, we've got Chris Hamilton in the studio with us this morning.
Who's not blushing, Chris. I might add.
Well, we've touched a number of X-rated topics. Did we already? Did we embarrass you, Chris?
Are you a pastor in training or something? We don't know it.
So Chris, in addition to winning his first photo contest, which I'm so excited because I got my photojournalism degree from Mizzou, and this dude is a photojournalist and doesn't even know it. I'm so excited. You have such a phenomenal career in front of you.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
So what was this award for? What was it? Who was it from, and what it was for specifically?
The photo contest was sponsored by WEHM Radio and the North Forker magazine. It was an Instagram photo contest, and basically I think it was a North Fork-based photo contest.
And what was the photos that you entered that were the winners?
I entered a photo of my father, who is a commercial fisherman. Photo of him working the deck. It was a great shot. It was great backlighting and a lot of good colors in the net. And my dad is also very photogenic. He's pretty typical salty fisherman, so he's got a lot of good characteristics. The full beard and
where does he fish out of?
he fishes out of Greenport.
Really?
Yep. One of the last maybe one or two draggers left on the North Fork.
Because you don't see that much. Commercial fishing is not what it once was on the East End.
Not at all. Not at all. It's very hard living. It's not easy to make a living out of it anymore. Back in the 80s, 70s, there was a lot less restrictions, and it was a little bit easier to make a living out of it. These days, there's not as many people doing it.
It's such a bummer.
So now, I realize you have your degree in photojournalism and all that jazz.
And I was so surprised because you hardly touched the saturation on that photo, right?
No,
I'm sure you bumped it a little.
Sure that one I do a little adjusting. I mean, everything that I'm doing right now at this point is on iPhone, so
which is crazy.
Everything that I'm shooting is on my phone, and any photo editing that I'm doing, I'm also doing on my phone just through Instagram. So I try to not use the filters at all, and I try to edit as little as possible, depending on the photo.
Live filter free and die a legend. That's what I say.
Let me ask it this way: there are some pictures, some photographs that you've seen in news magazines and stuff over the years. Whether it's the Marines raising the flag on Iwo Jima in 1945, or the kid who was running from the napalm explosion in Vietnam in 1968. That they just tell the entire story in that one photograph, in that one brief moment in time.
And that's definitely what he does. And that's what sets
the goal?
That's what sets. Well,
I don't know if I really have a specific goal. I've always kind of just shot the things that I see in the course of working on the water and just my daily life, and it's
but a bowl of roses photographed properly is very pretty to look at.
Sure.
And my question is, are your photographs intended in some way to tell the story?
Yeah, I suppose so. I mean, the story I guess that I'm conveying is one that not many people have access to. Not many people are able to see the things that I see on a fishing boat at 5:30 in the morning, let's say. And I think there's a lot of different reasons for that. But as like I said, I've always done it as a hobby and just kind of shot the sunrise, the sunset, the birds, the fish, those kind of things. And it's only until this past year that I've had the ability to really start focusing on some of the things that happen on deck, like my dad working, because usually I'm working with him on the deck. And it's also something that's a little bit, it's not so easy to do photography on the deck of a fishing boat while you're working.
And that's the thing. And but the photos that you do get are phenomenal, and they do tell a story. And that is he has an eye, and whether or not he's conscious of it, the photos that he takes, it's not just a sunrise. It's not just a sunset. There is a story in his photos. The one that's leaping to mind right now is the one with the seagulls. Even though, I've seen many pictures of birds, that one stands out to me, and it's not just the way it was framed, and you follow the rule of two-thirds of thirds, the rule of two-thirds.
Yeah,
the rule of thirds.
Heard of that recently.
Well, you do it.
What that is?
You do
Wait
it.
a minute.
You do it instinctively.
But wait a minute. You thrown a couple of technical terms around here this morning, Miss Gianna.
Sorry.
The rule of thirds.
Well, you need to got to define this in simple talk for those of us who are not photographers.
Dividing a photo into thirds. A lot of times people are like, I remember, and it's funny because I'm going to talk later on in the show about international executive protection. There are advanced level 2 classes coming up. When I was there for taking level 1 down in Florida, I remember taking a photo of everyone, and one of my instructors, Chase, He's a United States Marine Corps veteran. He was like, I don't understand. It's not centered. No, the people aren't in the center of the photograph. Don't you know how to take a photo? Everyone needs to be in the middle of the picture. And I was like, amateur, the rule of thirds. You don't put someone in dead center. It looks amateur. It just looks silly. And they'll show you different examples of photos where something is right in the center versus maybe off a little bit. You just imagine taking the picture and folding it over so that it's 1/3, 1/3, and 1/3.
Okay.
Your eyes will be drawn to those thirds.
Oh.
Oh, yes.
Does that go both vertically and horizontally as well?
Yes. Okay. And you do these things instinctively. I've been
told
eye.
That, and I had no idea.
And it's really, and that's what's so phenomenally interesting.
Is that your goal though? Is to be a photographer?
It never was, but I have been receiving a lot of good feedback recently.
So this is kind of like a hobby that's taken on a life of its own?
It's always been a hobby that's kind of grown its own momentum, and I think it's that combined with the fact that I have a very unique perspective has lent itself to me being here right now, and I'm just kind of riding the wave, and just it is something I'm going to work on. I'm going to educate myself a little bit more in terms of the technology, and as well as just photography in general. But I enjoy it, and if it's something that I can eventually maybe make a living out of, then that's something I'm going to pursue.
I want him to.
Let me ask you guys both this question.
Oh, and wait, but he's also the general manager at Crabby Jerry's out in Greenport, which is the sort of like accessory to Claudio's, because it gets so packed out in Claudio's that at some point they're just like, hey, go to Crabby's. And, it's a great option for families because, you can take young kids there and not worry about bugging people in like a restaurant environment. But I got the chance to work with Chris for the Maritime Festival and help close down Crabby's for the season. And that was phenomenally interesting.
And you did a great job, by the way.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
I
You made my job a lot easier. It's very hard to train a new bartender on a busy weekend, and you did a great job, so thank you.
Why, thank you. Bruce, I worked a triple and a double with like 3 hours in the middle, 3 hours of sleep in the middle.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, she did a little better on Saturday than Sunday.
Oh, I'm sure.
I think it was lack of sleep.
I'm sure. Well, the question I got to ask you this, both of you, because you've done it. If you ever looked at like old video, any kind of like old television, you look at stuff that was filmed on film in the 1950s, and there's a certain and it was on actual film. There's a certain 3D quality to it that if you look at stuff that's recorded today, it's recorded was videotape and now it's digitally. It lacks that 3D quality.
I never really thought of that.
Even
until
black
you
and
just
white
said it
had a
to me.
3D quality to it that
because the
videotape
shades
and
well, that's why black
digital.
and white photography is so striking. The shades of gray bring depth to the photo.
So, is there a difference then in using film versus digital?
Yeah, there is.
I wouldn't know, because I didn't really start getting into this until
So you've never used like 35 millimeter film?
Well, I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, as a kid, I'm sure I took photos on occasion, on vacation.
Well, we all
and
did with
stuff,
brownie
but I
cameras
wasn't
and
really
stuff,
doing it to, maybe capture a memory or something like that, or
It does take a level of the art out of it because I remember they were taking the the photo where you develop film, the dark rooms. They were taking those out of Mizzou, out of when I started in 2005. They were going to all digital, and just the fact that you can ape is what what it's called when somebody looks at the back of their screen directly after taking a photo. Having to know your exposing for the light, knowing your light. You don't use light
But I'm not even
meters
thinking
anymore.
of that. I'm just thinking of the quality of the finished photo.
Right.
Is there a certain quality to film that digital does not have?
I'm
The
sure.
way black and white has, of black and white photograph has a certain quality that.
And the
Digital
same
doesn't.
thing with vinyl. And going
vinyl has
to
a certain
digital,
quality that
you
digital doesn't
definitely,
have.
yes, you definitely lose some of the quality. We'll be back in after these
10 minutes?
after this commercial break.
Every villain thinks they're a hero, especially on the East End of Long Island. Timothy Dune is one such man. He's a tortured soul, and you won't be able to put down Victor Giannini's new novel, Counselor, as you're reading about him and what could happen to the East End. Roger Rosenblatt of Time magazine called Counselor an important piece of work. Robert WRIV says Counselor is compelling and will linger in your mind. Don't bury your head in the newspaper or in the sand. Read Counselor, Victor Giannini's new novel. Available in paperback or on Kindle from Amazon.com or Silverthought.com. Counselor, the story of what once was an idyllic place that's become home to McMansions and private estates and its effect on one person. Counselor by Victor Giannini. Available on Amazon.com.
An overhead door serves a purpose, and it should be as beautiful as the rest of your home or building. For more than 30 years, Village Overhead Doors has been creating and installing beautiful garage doors for contractors and homeowners on the North and South Forks. They also install automatic garage door openers that open with the click of a remote, so there's no getting out of the car in bad weather. For a wide range of styles, from lifetime steel doors to custom-made wood doors, and for all your garage door needs, please call 765-4963 today and find out how your garage door can be a beautiful focal point of your home or building's exterior. Village Overhead Doors of Southold, 765-4963. Make the call and let them add beauty and value to your home or business.
Waters Crest Winery, 28735 Main Road in Cutchogue across from Wickham Fruit Farms, is the crest of the North Fork. It's a small boutique winery where the whites are dry and crisp and the reds are big and bold. Their grapes are carefully selected from local North Fork growers and made into wine that will be remembered long after the meal is finished or the celebration is ended. They're open daily at noon until 9 on Friday and Saturday nights. Their tasting room features food from Touch of Venice, so the experience will be everything you were hoping for and then some. They're nationally known for their fine wines, so come and see for yourself what everyone is talking about. There's music every Wednesday evening from 7 until 10 to chase those midweek blues. Call 631-734-5065 or come on in to Waters Crest Winery on the main road in Cutchogue across from Wickham's Fruit Farm. Waters Crest Winery, the crest of the North Fork.